I'm Francesca D'Amore, and let's queer up the USA view. California Supreme Court upholds LGBTQ plus protections for elders in long-term care. California Supreme Court has upheld key protections for the LGBTQ residents in long-term care facilities, reversing a lower court ruling that had weakened the state's 2017 LGBT long-term care residence Bill of Rights. The law, authored by State Senator Scott Wiener and signed in 2017, ensures that transgender residents are housed according to their gender identity and that staff use their correct names and pronouns. A conservative group called Taking Offense had challenged these provisions, claiming they violated employees' free speech rights. But in a unanimous decision, the state's highest court disagreed. The justices ruled the law regulates discriminatory conduct, not protected speech, and is therefore constitutional. California Attorney General Rob Bonta praised the ruling, saying, quote, "All individuals deserve to live free from harmful, disrespectful rhetoric that attacks their sense of self, especially when receiving care necessary for their continued well-being," end quote. This decision cements California's commitment to protecting LGBTQ plus elders' dignity and safety in care settings. So I think in general, health care for anybody who's an older adult is pretty awful, right? And there's discrimination of all sorts, but in the LGBTQ community, you've got that extra layer of discrimination. Then if you're trans, there's a whole another extra layer. I myself have experienced it several times. And I think as we are stepping into 55 plus, or I don't know if it's 50 or 55 now, that's considered, elder or elderly or older.
Eligible for AARP.
There we go.
That was a minute ago.
Boy, yeah, something like that. It's, we need more protections than ever, and within our own community. And kudos to California for doing what they're doing.
Thank God for California.
Yeah, so hopefully that'll be a model for other states to follow, or perhaps, there'll be leaders in different communities that will create that model.
Sure.
And I know there are some organizations that are doing that, where it's within the organization to make sure that LGBTQ individuals are protected the way we should be protected, right? And treated the way we should be treated.
I used to say when I was coming, I would come home, I'm not safe out there. I have to hide, or I have to fight, or I have to, whatever, I have to lie, whatever I have to do to be safe out there. And then I come home where I still don't feel safe, right? That's a unique challenge for our community. If I was the only Chinese kid in the neighborhood, I could still come home to my Chinese family and be nurtured and protected and feel safe, at least for that time. I didn't have a gay family. My son did, but we didn't have a gay family. So I was really grown before I had any sense of safety or security in the world. And that's just with the gay piece. Now, not only is there trans prejudice, but there's so much trans ignorance. You might not get proper care if they wanted to, just because they haven't bothered to know anything. So, and then add to the elderly vulnerability or whatever. So this is the one thing you should be able to be safe from. I should have been safe in my home, but you're not. You should be safe from your government. The one thing you shouldn't have to need protection from is the person who's supposed to be providing protection. So thank God for California showing the better way, the moral way, the humanistic way. And I do hope that catches on. And to think that people could be in their final years suffering in addition to ailments and isolation, but also humiliation, that is heartbreaking. So yes, thank God for California. Please be 49 more of those.
Well, as an elder, I do want to add my voice to the thank yous to California. And it makes me sad to think that these kinds of protections might never be offered here in Florida with a large LGBTQ elder population. And I just hope that they will, that someone eventually will be leading the state and they will take care of us.
Yeah, I think we've even done the story here about elder LGBT people having to go back into the closet, as they have to enter a nursing home or other facility where they don't feel comfortable with the staff. And to imagine that we would steal someone's dignity in their most vulnerable point of their life, that we would take it to court, is just another example of the sheer cruelty of the other side, of people just living their life and trying to live and eventually die with dignity. Yeah, it's
not a lot to ask.
It's very sad. There is no other queer and nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by sharing them and subscribing to Queer News Tonight.